A new film chronicles the fight to remove homosexuality's mental disorder label. Watch this.
It is very hard nowadays to have any awareness of how different the world was for gay people.
Homosexuality is, in fact, a mental illness.
Thousands of gay people went to psychiatrists to be cured.
Activism lit the spark.
This was an uprising.
Take the damning label of sickness away from us.
I'm not going to allow you to dictate to me about who I am.
In May 1970, Gary Alinder and fellow members of the activist group the Berkeley Gay Liberation Front attended, or as Alinder later recounted, invaded the National Convention of the American Psychiatric Association in San Francisco. The activists' purpose was clear. They planned to confront the more than 10,000 psychiatrists present about the APA's designation of homosexuality as a mental illness. A new documentary called Cured, that premiered Monday on PBS for National Coming Out Day, chronicles this years-long campaign, ultimately which led to the APA's removal of homosexuality from its manual of mental illnesses in 1973.
Wow. That is not that long ago, guys.
Right?
You know,
Okay.
that is just about 50 years ago that we were considered mentally ill. I know that a lot of us aren't that stable,
Well,
me included, but, you know, like, that's crazy.
you know what's really crazy, too, is that I actually came fully out of the closet in 1975, which means that just 2 years prior, I would have been, not to say that I don't have mental issues now, but I mean, it's scary to think that just 2 years prior, I could have been diagnosed as mentally ill.
Yeah. I think it's hard to overstate what a watershed moment that is in the trajectory of gay rights, to remove that stigma. A huge moment. And I'm so happy that this documentary is
And I do remember it. I remember that being enacted. I remember it in my lifetime very well.
And can we give kudos to PBS for playing this documentary? That's really, that's trailblazing for them as well. This is Sesame Street crew, you know? I mean, that's awesome.
And let's remember that thousands of people, this was used as an excuse to put us, just lock us away without having to go through the judicial system. Thousands of us were committed over decades. And in some Eastern European democracies, or more like autocracies, this is still used to imprison people. So we have it good here, but let's not forget, there's still work to be done around the rest of the world.
It's interesting, to your note, let's put a timeline on this. 1969 Stonewall takes place in June 28th, 1969. 3 years, basically 3.5 years later, this March invasion, whatever you want to call it, of the American Psychiatric Association takes place. It took a long time to be able to turn the ship in terms of the interpretation. You look at interpretation from the medical field today, like the American Medical Association. The American Medical Association and the American Psychiatric Association have come out and said that conversion therapy is dangerous, and that there is absolutely no issue in terms of being gay or definitions of homosexuality. It is a complete 360 turn from 1973. And it's just unfortunate that the ship went on for so long. It created, via church and religion frequently, and early medical science, it created an attitude that has taken us decades and decades and decades to overcome. But we continue to march on, right?
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.